What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for all of your Lakers and NBA talk. Let's discuss Rui Hachimura. I think it's fitting to talk about Rui right now because the Lakers picked up very crucial victories over the weekend against the Timberwolves and the Rockets away from home. And I think Rui played a huge part in both of those W's, right? Obviously, in the Rockets game, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. He was all over the court making plays, putting his imprint in the game. I think it's fairly obvious to see how well he did in that one. But I want to say, in that Minnesota game, I thought he was equally impactful, right? This was a crucial game for the Lakers against another team that's, around the same area as the team, in the standings. It was looking really bad at some point in that game. I thought that was headed towards an L early in the third quarter, but, 80 tweaks his ankle. The Lakers somehow score 4 points while he's on the ground. And all of a sudden, the lights switched on and the Lakers were making plays and they ended up with the victory. And I think Rui made a huge impact in that second half. Yes, he only scored 4 points. The box score is really not going to tell a story for Rui in that one. It was his individual defense on Karl Anthony Towns that I think was one of the catalysts toward the Lakers coming back and winning that game. Him and Dennis Schroeder, I thought, were the players of the game in that one, along with obviously Anthony Davis, who had a huge one. But yeah, Rui had a great weekend. Was very pivotal for the Lakers, picking up 2 huge wins. Going into this home stretch here, I think even LeBron James co-signed on Rui, right? One of his post-game interviews, he's talking about how Rui is a rhythm player and how he needs regular minutes in the rotation. And once he does that, then he's one of those players that guys look for. So if LeBron is giving you the cosign, I think that bodes very well for your chances of being an impact player for this Lakers team. Now, he's one of those players. I didn't really know too much about Rui's game, to be honest with you, before he became a Laker. But since he's joined the team, I can safely say a few things about him, right? Let's get some of the negatives out of the way. He's not an outside shooter, only shooting 32% from 3 for the Lakers. The other thing is, I wish that he was a little bit more versatile on the defensive end than he is, right? I don't think he has the lateral foot speed to guard some of the more elite wing players in the game, right? If he goes up against, say, a Paul George or Jason Tatum, I think he's going to have a hard time because he's just not quick enough to hang with them. However, he does guard power forwards really well, right? He is a decent athlete, and I think he can more than well hold his own against, the premier power forwards in the league. We saw that on full display at Minnesota against Karl Anthony Towns. I think he can do a job there. And on the offensive end, this guy is really good at the mid-range jumper, the lost art of the mid-range. He's hitting a lot of mid-range jumpers pretty regularly, and I think that's a very good sign for the Lakers. You need some points off the bench. Rui can be your guy along with Dennis Schroeder and whoever is coming off the bench for the Lakers, right? If you look at Rui's shot chart, he's getting points from everywhere, all over the court. He can hit an occasional 3, right? He's not like a non-3-point shooter. He can hit the occasional 3. And he hits the mid-range from all over the court, right? He's not really favoring one side of the court over the other. So from that perspective, it's looking really good for Rui. And he obviously can finish at the rim as well. So I think he's going to be a pretty crucial part for this Lakers team for the rest of the way here, right? I think he's probably the first in line to back up Anthony Davis or Jared Vanderbilt, I should say, to guard power forwards, right? He provides a spark off the bench. And I like his hustle. I like the energy that he brings to the team. And that's one of the big things that the Lakers have improved on, right? Is the overall energy, right? You get guys like Jared Vanderbilt, you get guys like Rui Hachimura. That is going to give you a boost in terms of hustle plays, right? Intangibles, getting loose balls, getting in passing lanes, blocking shots. These guys are providing that spark for the Lakers, and to go along with the improved outside shooting that guys like D'Angelo Russell are bringing, Austin Reeves entering the starting lineup and getting more minutes. So, I think Rui's going to play a big part for the rest of the way here. And now here's the big question. What are the Lakers going to do with Rui in the offseason, right? He's going to be a restricted free agent. I think when they traded for Rui, they pretty much said they are going to forego this $30+ million cap space that they were going to have, but prior to trading away Russell Westbrook. But now that they got Rui Hachimura, I think we can safely say that the majority of next year's team is already on the roster right now, right? And I think Rui Hachimura is going to be one of those guys. But I guess we got to ask ourselves, what is he worth in the open market? And maybe the better question is, what is he worth specifically to the Lakers, right? Because every team has different needs, right? Rui is not really the type of player that is going to be equally impactful on every team in the NBA because he has kind of a specific skill set, specific strengths and weaknesses to his game. I think it's tailored pretty decently for this Lakers roster. May not be as tailored as well on other teams. So what is his worth to the Lakers? Now, I pulled up this article from Spot Track when he got traded to the Lakers, and they're talking about, the low risk gamble on Rui Hachimura, this title of the article, and how he has this $18.8 million cap hold on him. It's pretty much signifying that the Lakers, are not intending to have $30 to $35 million in cap space over the summer. And they threw out the suggestion that Rui might be around $10 million in value. They said it feels fair for Rui Hachimura's, next year's salary. Let's take that $10 million and let's kind of take a look at some of the other players in the league that are going to make in that $10 to $11 million range in 2024. And let's see how Rui stacks up, right? So I'm taking a look at the list here. There are guys like Zubats, of course, some players still on their rookie scale contracts like LaMelo Ball and Chet Holmgren. But then there are a bunch of, role players on certain teams, right? Terrence Mann, Reggie Bullock, Larry Nance Jr. I think out of all these, I think Rui kind of fits in this range, right? If you take a look at the list of these players, he's kind of in that vein, right? Of a Terrence Mann, of a Larry Nance Jr., right? A guy that can come off the bench, provide defense, and provide somewhat of a scoring spark for them. I personally don't think he's as, in a vacuum, I don't think he's personally as good as Terrence Mann, but he's probably a little bit better than a Larry Nance at this point. So it seems like $10 to $11 million is about right for Rui Hachimura, and I think the Lakers would be smart to re-sign Rui. Given how the roster is constructed, given the high probability that this team is going to look very similar next season to how it looks right now, I think $10 to $11 million is pretty good for Rui. So I'm looking forward to seeing his role evolve on this team for the rest of the way here. The Lakers have, 4 games left, 2 against the Jazz, 1 game against the Clippers, 1 game against the Suns. So these are not easy games, people. Let's see how well they do. They're sitting at 40 and 38 right now. Can they sneak into the top 6 seeds? Can they get out of the play-in? About a week or two ago, that looked pretty unlikely, but they've racked up a couple of victories. Some of the other teams have picked up L's recently. So the situation's looking a lot better for the Lakers. And there is a decent chance that they can get a top 6 seed here. So we'll have to wait and see. Let the games play out. And I think Rui is going to have an impact going forward, especially, given his recent performances on the road for the Lakers. So let me know your thoughts on Rui. Do you like Rui as a player? What do you think his role should be on this Lakers team? And what do you think his worth is going to be when it comes to this upcoming summer in his restricted free agency? So let me know your thoughts. That's all I got in this one. Thank you for watching. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel for all of your Lakers and NBA talk. Take care, and I will see you soon.